Alright, I'd like to showcase a device I've been working on for a couple of months now. It's called the Dingler Mk. Now this world is incredibly laggy because I'm running it on a Mac, but the Dingler is a nefarious device which I built as a way to dingle your senses. Now why is it called the Dingler Mk? Well, the first two dinglers that I constructed were destroyed in an incident on a previous world that involved several ender dragons being spawned near the structure. So I'll take you on the grand tour. Now in our little town we have set up here, the gift shop is how you enter the Dingler. So you come in through the gift shop, buy some merchandise, and then you pay to go on a tour of the Dingler. And I'd like to thank fellow YouTuber Rashonda Productions for building this gift shop for the Dingler. Now, coming in here, and yes, those are nether portals on the outside, that's why you got the awful sound effects. You come down this rank tunnel dug by the Vietnamese. You come up here, you come up the stairs. Now you're inside the Dingler at this point, you see the particle effects. Come in here, and this is the lower observation deck. You can look inside and see everything that I have constructed in here. Now we're not going to turn it on just yet, we haven't completed the tour. So we're going to climb back up the stairs. Now this up here, this is the main observation deck. You can see some of the upper boards that I've completed in here. Dingler Mk. And then Rashonda Productions put up this sign here for the gift shop. Just so people don't get lost inside of this maze. You can see a lot of what I've done. I placed each one of those note blocks on the ground by hand, which was a pain in the butt, but it was entirely worth it. This up here, this is a room that I built. This is the Dingler secondary bell tower, and this is part of manual bell control, which you'll see in a second. But you can also see we have lots of different note block sounds that we can produce in the Dingler. Now this is the master control room for the Dingler. So we have the main power, manual bell control, which I mentioned previously, odd sound tests, which is non-Dingler sounds, which is this board right here, and the sub-Dingler, which acts like a subwoofer, but instead of a subwoofer, it's a sub-Dingler. And there's one more board that I do not have control over from the control room. I'm going to run over here and show it to you. This is the fast bells. Now the fast bells go into this really, really fast redstone clock that I cannot put on a switch. So let me just grab some redstone dust, if I can find it. And the bells are going really fast. So that is for the fast bells. I'm going to cycle the Dingler through one tick. So I'm going to switch on and off the main power really quickly just to give you the auditory experience. So there goes nothing. And this is going through the bottom board right now. It'll cycle through all of these blocks the way I have the repeater set up here. I have lots of different blocks. This is mostly grass down here. And then at the end of this circuit, it'll travel up this wire here. It'll hit these. This is mainboard 3A. It'll come down here to mainboard 3. These are all iron blocks that I put in. And this is a branch off from the main upward part of the Dingler. This goes into automatic bell control. Then it comes over here to mainboard 2, which is hay bales and emeralds, and I put some dragon heads so they go num 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 when I turn on the Dingler. And then it terminates here because the sub-Dingler is its own separate switch in the control room. Let me take you on sort of the grand tour here. I already did half of it. But this is the diamond room. This is where most of the bells for manual bell control sit. I can take you down here. I can get the fly. This is the other half of manual bell control. This is the secondary board. You got more bells down here, and then soul sand, which is the cowbell. Doesn't really sound like a cowbell, but I digress. And then, again, the iron block board, which is part of the main board. Sub-dingler is all bass sounds from the wood that I put in here. Got the redstone clock going here. A lot of just bassy blocks. A little bit of emerald, but I did put wood under most of them. So that's how well that went. And then I put on a second layer just to amplify the volume a little bit. And this is again the observation deck. And this over here, non-dingler sounds, which is the gold, which is the bells, and then the electric piano for the clay. And then if you can see it, this is bone blocks for the xylophone. So now I can go at each part individually. I can turn on the odd sound tests. We'll make that kind of sound. And then turn on the sub-dingler. The sub-dingler is also hooked up to a set of bells in the diamond room. You come over here, you can kind of hear it better. But it's all bassy sounds. Just does a little bit more for the dingler. And then manual bell control is you have to flip it up. It'll set off some bells in the diamond room, flip it back down. It'll set off the board down there. So I'm going to do that one more time. You can hear it sort of thunking down there on the bell control board. So, now that I have shown you everything the dingler has to offer, I'm going to fully power on the system so you can hear what it sounds like fully functional. My apologies to headphone users or people who have no control over their volume. Then I'm going to run over here and turn on fast bells. It'll take a second for the redstone signal to parse all the way through the bottom board, so it gets up through to the extension of the main board. We're almost there. There we go. See the dragon heads I mentioned earlier. They're singing along to the music. Now, I didn't explain it in the beginning of the video, but the reason I named it the Dingler is partially because it dingles your senses, but also because the sound it makes, it goes dingle, 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 dingle. You can go to different parts of the dingler here. Various sounds that it produces. And again, lower observation deck. I might do an addition over here, put another board in with some more sounds. And then what we can also do is use manual bell control while the system is fully powered. It just gives it a little extra oomph. Lagging out my computer really, really hard, but that's just fine. Shutting off the dingler is basically the same story. Shut off main power, shut off the subboard, sub-dingler. And then I'll come up here and turn off fast bells. And again, all these ticks have to get through the whole bottom board and then hit the top board and the sound will stop. Because again, this is just one big, long, snaking, no-block circuit. And while the dingler is finishing up, I'd like to take you on a tour of the outside of the dingler. So we have the large Dingler sign, and again, the Dingler gift shop. Thank you again, Rashana Productions. Now, you may ask yourself, what happened to the roof of the dingler? This was once a solid glowstone sheet that I placed by hand. And then a fellow creator of mine, Duck55574774, decided, oh well, I'm just gonna, improve the roof of the dingler. Much obliged for your improvement, Duck. Go subscribe to his channel. He makes good videos. Anyways, that is the dingler. It dingles your senses.